Sim. É, acho que pode cair para todos, de repente é até melhor. É, é. Uhum, com certeza.
We start in 16 minutes.
Ok.
No, it's not for you.
Ah.
It's for the followers.
Deixa eu ver, tô abrindo. Eu colocaria nas duas, se desse. Uhum. É, muda tudo. Entendeu? É. Uhum. Uhum. É. Perfeito. Tá bom. Tá bom. Pode deixar, Thiago. Puxo, pode deixar que eu puxo. Não puxo, pode deixar. Sim, com certeza. Gente, dividindo o escritório aqui com o meu noivo e ele dá aula. E ele vai conversar em 10 minutos, só pra avisar que eu vou ter que sair, que eu não posso ficar falando. E ele encaixa as aulas quando eu não tenho reunião, né? A gente fica nessa. Casa das agendas. Tá bom, tá bom, pode deixar, gente. É, putz, então, eu, eu dei um localizar aqui no meu WhatsApp e eu não achei. Não achei esse Henrique, achei outros, mas esse eu não achei. Pronto, show. Tá, gente, eu vou. E à tarde a gente vê isso. A morada, se vocês quiserem, quando for fazer. Eu sei que a Lúcia tá cuidando, mas como eu fiz a reunião também com eles, se quiserem, quando for a reunião, me incluir lá pra eu te ajudar aí a tomar conta, me coloca, tá bom? Mas é assim, ele é gente boa, tomara que dê certo. Investimento, né? Então tá, gente. Tô saindo, tá? Então, o nosso Felipe? Rogério. Tá publicado, tá tudo certinho. Que demais! Show! Muito bom! Tá. Exatamente. E outra que ele tá sentado, vai nascer agora uma bolsinha de tirar dinheiro. Que é o filho dele. Obrigada a você, Thiago. Obrigada, Lúcia. Beijo, tchau. Ai, que besteira. Amor? I'm sorry.
No, I wanted to turn on the mic just to say that you only got your response came through and you just move the mic again. But you're only talking to my YouTube subscribers because you're running for the members because no one lies on all YouTube.
No. I'm sorry. That was kind of thing. I was really concerned. But then they was there, they didn't
Let's go here because you're talking to my subscribers.
Oh, yeah.
I need to go live in 1
I'm
minute.
not hearing you.
No.
Have a good class.
Thank you. We will start in 8 minutes time. Give a chance for everyone to enter. Just preparing the things, the typical setups we have. By the way, for the ones that need a Forex broker and binary option broker, you can use the link I give right now so you can be prepared. This class will be recorded, so if you want to see it in a later time, you can do so. We start in 6 minutes. Yes, in this session we will talk about Forex as always. We will get into a little bit binary option, and if you have time in the end, we will talk a little about cryptocurrency. We will start in 3 minutes. Okay, so I will just start with preparing the things. What we need is a trading view. You can sign up for trading, you complete for free. I just use a free version also. Enter to investing.com, make a new account there, put in your address, because when you put in your address, every time that says in investing.com will be correct after your time zone.
And the broker we're going to use for binary option, you can use any broker of course, but if you want to follow my trades, you would need to use the same like I do, so I use Read the Forex. You find a link in the messages in the chat. So I will wait 2 more minutes to let everyone have a chance to come in. By the way, we'll be back next Wednesday, same time like now. So I do every Monday, Wednesday and Friday I have sessions. I'll now just confirm everything is up and running, voice, everything. We are recording. We start in 1 minute. Yes, for indicators, for newbies, yes. Check out some of my past videos. So I can show now on the chart, here now, while we are waiting. The DC one is that you can just type DC, then come this doji channel in top, and MACD. How to use it correctly? Just look back on these videos and you will get a very good view. So I can see it right away. We have a signal. This is a perfect entry right now. So I will just give this signal right away and then I will explain after. So it's euro against dollar. So euro, USD, short position. We enter at this one there. We take a stop loss at this level here. This is on 15-minute chart, so this is a scalping trade. And we take profit level there. There. Okay. First of all, before you do anything, always make sure you have made an account for investing.com. So what you need here, go to the front page. After you made an account, after you put your time zone, you don't put your time zone by the way, just put your address and time zone will be put for you automatically. Then you go to the news in the top, go to economic calendar. This, you can never trade binary option or Forex before you have done that. Then you get a line here, you see? What you need to look at that is if you have 3 stars news. As you can see today, we don't have any 3 stars news. But if we had, for example, on dollar here now, that was a news now with 1 star, 11 o'clock, my time, then you will not enter a trade 1 hour after. So as it's now 12, you will be okay with that one. But only if it's 3 stars news. If it's just 1, it's okay. 2 is okay. But 3, then you can trade 1 hour after. Then you need to wait to see what happened before you go into a trade. So you can see today, we are all set to go. We have no news, so it's no worries for today. But always check that before you start your day. So now we'll explain this trade. As you can see here now, we have resistance zone. Resistance zone is where you can see a line touched many times. Okay, so you can see here, here, here I touched it. Here I've been up to it, and here we did now a retest. This trade is still valid. We put then our stop loss comfortable a little above, because sometimes you can get a bar that go up a little just for a fake out. But the position now is good to enter. We target then the low support area. The low support area is the one you can see if we mark. Let's mark this one down here. It's here. Here we can see an area where we will touch if you go down and retest this area. Probability is that we go below this one because this is on a low time frame. but it's an area of interest. So I take my take profit a little before it, so we are clear to take it. And always, as you can see, my take profit, if the area of loss is $1. So the stop loss, if you lose on this trade, let's say it's $1, we will lose $1 on that trade, but we will make little more than $2 if we win. So in that way, if you trade this way, you will always make more money even if you just have 50% win rate. So make sure you always have at least 1.5 in your favor. And you're never allowed to close a trade before you at least are at 1-to-1. I don't stop trades before 1.5, but at least don't stop it before 1-to-1. Because then at least if you have a win rate 50%, you're not losing money. And if you close it at 1, try just to close at least just half of your position. So now let's go up to a higher time frame and see how this looks like. I just did see this trade now, just so we had a good start. Let me just post it. See. No, that's true. That's true. Just fixing this first and we can continue. There. Okay. Then let's continue. So then we are looking on the higher time frame. We can clearly see that we are in a clear downtrend. Let's remove some of these lines so we see a little more clear. Okay, this one can be. So if you have a problem to put these lines, there are indicators for that also. So if you write support here now, let's see, we have what we are looking for. We want the trend line also. Let's see, we write trend line. And support. Let's see if we can get that up. Yes, we take automatically. Let me just unmark it just to see. See, when I turn on this one here now, we automatically get the same lines I did put up. Do you see that? So you can save yourself a lot of time. So let's see here now. I will remove my lines. So if you feel it's difficult to put up trend lines and support and resistance, you can just search for trend line and support. See here now, we turn it on. We automatically get our trend down here. And then we just want to go to this one here, go to style, and let's see if we can turn off some of these things. Okay. Okay, that looks like we can turn off these lines you see down here. Turn off this one. Ah, there got better. Yeah. So this one looks like we need to have this line you see here. Yeah, we need to have that line. And that's okay. So as you can see then, we have everything we need on the chart. So you have here, you have a support area. Here you have a resistance. Plus you have your trend line that go down. So like I said from the past, the only way we're going to take a long trade here now is if we can close out. I will mark it on the chart. If we go up here, we cross and we get a retest down here, and you can see that we are respecting the trend line. Then we can go with a long trade, and typically the long trade will then go up to the start of the trend. The start of the trend is here, so we can go for a take profit all the way up here from here. Then the stop loss you will just put comfortable down, maybe on the next support area. That in this case might be this one, so we just take a comfortable one here, depending on where we are on the chart. If you have crossed this one here, then we will take below this one. If we cross and come down here, you take your stop loss below this one down here. Then you just look at the spikes, you see the one there here, you just put right below here for area for stop loss. Okay, so currently on the 1 day we don't have any trades. You can see we are working in this very small area here, and that's not a trading possibilities for swing trading. Just for day trading, as the first signal I gave right away we started the session. So now here you can see clearly when we go to the 4 hour that we are going in this small zone here. We can see in the 4 hour is a small, it's marked like an uptrend, but it's just a flat area. So in swing trading, we don't have any trades just right now. And as you did see, we have already taken only 15 minutes, so we don't need to go down to that one. And then we are also trading in the direction of the trend on the 1 day. As you can see, we have a downtrend. We are in with a short position on the day trading. That means we are trading with the trend. We always want to be trading with the trend. We never trade against the trend. So as you can see here, I'm using a free version of TradingView, so you can too. Now let's see if there are any questions before I continue to the next pair. Mia, we are looking on euro against dollar. We were first looking on day trading. I gave a signal for the day trading, and after I did look on the higher time frame. The reason I did it that way this time, we always typically look at the higher time frame first, but as a very good trading opportunity come, I did take the day trading first. So that's what's going on. Okay, let me see what other questions do you have here. Campbell, we are not using indicator. We are just using support, resistance, and trend lines. So you can just mark it up. On the high time frame, we can now I'll turn off this trend line thing, so it's easier for us to see. As we see, we are still in the interest zone. We got in Friday, we got a retest of our trend line. It's still a valid trade. We did take this trade. They got a little better entry, but it's still a valid trade. We are still in the correct side, but we can still go in on this trade. So let's, I think that's, yeah, we can take it there, and we take a take profit up here. So you can see then we have 1 to 2.63. So in the same way I always explain, if we lose $1 in the stop loss, we make $2.63 on the take profit. That means even if you have just 50% win rate, you are making a lot of money. So let's take this USD. If you did this trade in Friday, no need to do again because you had a little better entry. So it's a long trade. We take a entry at this number you see there, we put our stop loss. Stop loss down at this level here. And we take our profit level at this level. Like that. So that will be the second signal for the day. Let me just... So this is a swing trade, so don't expect this one to close today. This might take a few days before we close. We can also take a look at the smaller time frames here. How that looks like then. We are then looking for long trades, even though the trend is downtrend. As we are breaking the trend line, that's not valid more. So we can go down then to 30 minutes. So we can see here now if we can make up some lines here also. We take a trend line, let's see. Trend line, we take a trend line here. So here in the 30 minutes, we can see that we are in a current downtrend. So here we are at the top of the trend. So here is what I've told before, and I'll tell again. You can have a trade for swing trading, and you can have a trade for day trading, and you'll go the opposite direction, and both will win. So, but as we did take a trade already now on swing trading, we will not take this trade here. But yes, for the ones that want, it's a possibility for a short trade actually. As you can see, we got a test of the trend up here, and we are currently going downwards. So the probability if you take a stop loss, for example, here, and take a take profit, maybe down to the region here, you might be good. Also, you can wait to see what happened here if you did not enter on the swing trade to get a better trade on the swing trade. Because the probability is that it will go down a little here now. So you can actually get a little better. Maybe you can go as good entry we had in Friday. So then we have that one. We will then take a look at binary option. As always, when we are trading binary option, we need to look at the pairs that give us the most. Today we can see that is GBP, GPY. So we open that one. And we can see it's moving in a very flat area. We don't like that. But let's look at the candle chart and see how it looks like. We will always put up our lines. So then what we are using for binary option, we use Bollinger Band. So you just write Bollinger Band. We just use the normal, we don't edit at all. And we use stochastic. This one you see there. So just to see better, we will change the color of the lines as the background is black. We change this one for white, and we change this one for white. We don't need the middle lines, we remove that one. Then for right now, the way we trade, we need to start to put up our lines. So a line, let us zoom out a little. Yes, we can put a line here. But for this trade to be valid, we need this Bollinger Band line. You see the white one line, this has to go down here. That one need to cross above here. So this down line here is only valid, actually it's valid right now. So if you turn down to this line, we can go with a call trade. So let's put $100 for this trade if you go down. And for the upside, our trading zone, it works like this. For me to take a trade down here, the Bollinger Band need to be above our support line here. The stochastic need to be down in the black area down here. Then we have resistance zone. This bar need to be above the Bollinger Band, and we need to be in the black area above this. You see this area you see here. We need to be above here. That's a 75. Now actually 80 is more like a RSI, but it's a stochastic. So if you're up here, then we can take a trade also. So our trading zone right now is this two here. This change all the time for 2 minutes. So it's a very short window to take a trade. And we always will move this support, and we move our next support up to this region here. So we need to have some patience, but the win rate is incredible high just following this. So for the ones that want to see our last session last week, the trades we did then, as you can see, we have 2 trades last week, and we have both winners. As you're not close to anything right now, we can move forward with Forex and come back to this one a little later. So then let's go to gold. Let's go to higher time frame first. As you can see now, we are exactly on resistance zone. So for the ones that know me, I'm not able to short gold because gold is always in a trend up. So what I want to see here now, if you see this green line I put, the green line I put at 1790. For me to go into gold, we need to, in the daily chart or at 4-hour chart, we need to get a close above. Now you can see we need to move it a little more up. So our interest area is, I'll actually move it all the way up there. So we need to have a close or buy like this one. We need to close up here. If we close up here, then we'll can take a nice long position. What you will do then, it will not be in this session by the way, because the buy will not close before 2 hours and 36 minutes. But if you want to follow, let's say we close up here, we take like this, and your stop loss you put basically something like there. For a take profit, we go to the daily chart, and as I have told before, gold move in 50s, always move $50. So we would then, I think the take profit, I think we would set to around 1840 maybe. So let's write that up here, something like that. So if we then go back to the 4-hour, is in the next area of interest here. So that would be basically a 1 to 4.64 trade. That's a beautiful trade, because gold always move in 50, because every support and resistance zone in gold is based on every $50. So it's like in 1800, it's on 1850, it's in 1900, it's 1950, and so on, all the way. So typically in a day, gold move $50. So if we cross above here, the profit, or that we hit our take profit. So gold looks, I will not touch gold before we cross on the 4-hour, close above up in this region here. So you're not going to put a pending trade, never put a pending trade. You need to have the bar close above it. So you need to have one bar that come up here, close, and you get a new bar that is above this line. Because if you put a pending trade, I will show you an example for that. See here, for example, look back to this bar you see here. Here you see you have a support area and support area. This one did break both these support areas. If you had a pending trade down here, you would have lost that trade because he had what we call a fake out. Fake out happened incredible many times in Forex. You can see it up here also. Here you have a strong resistance zone. It's a little thicker than the line you see here. But you see it broke very strong down. If you had, for example, a pending trade down here, for short, yes, you see it go your direction after, but if your stop loss was here, your stop loss would be hit and you would lose this trade after. But if you had patience and wait till this bar where you see we closed below your support area, you would have a sweet trade all the way down here. So always wait, have patience, and never open a trade before you close with a bar below your support or above your resistance zone. Because like I said, if you start to put pendings, yes, sometimes you can get incredible nice trades because you can you basically will not get a bad position, because sometimes can be a strong bar down and you get a bad position, but still will be good, but it's not as good as if you had a pending. But if you put pending, you will lose more than you win, and your win rate will go down. Okay, so keep to wait for confirmation. Confirmation is key in Forex. Now let's go back to euro against dollar, see how our trade look here. We did open the trade, let's see. We did open our trade at 22.90. Let's take a look. So you can see we have 22. It's super nice trade still. So it's a very nice area you can still enter on. If you did lose this signal from the start, you can still enter it. You can still enter this trade. You are getting a better position than us that was early in. Now let's see if there are any questions before we continue. Campbell, we have already been looking at euro against dollar. I always start with euro against dollar first in a session. So just look back in the chat and you'll find a signal there also. This signal is still valid, by the way. No, I do not share any trading groups because I'm hired by RM Academy to teach here, and it's not fair for me to be sharing that. Yeah, that's actually quite smart. I need to admit I'm not so good to do that myself. So to double up in a position that is winning, that's a good way to trade. So yes, Tegan, that's a very smart thing to do. Like I said, I need to admit I'm not so good to do it myself because typically I just put take profit and stop loss, and of course when you have reached a one-to-one trade, you could, in theory, you can double up, but like I said, through that you might do very good. No, I can't share my Telegram channel. I can't do that. All my signals will be here. I can't share anything of that. Then we have been looking at Forex pair. Let's see if have happened something with our setup here. Now you can see we can move our. Let's find the next possible resistance zone for Forex. I think we can have it there. So now our trade zone is in this region. So always you can move your support and resistance zone after how the Bollinger Band is moving. So as long as you can have a space, you see a black space here and black space here, be below the Bollinger Band. Probably we will be below in stochastic down here, and we will hit also support area, and that will be a valid trade. So you need all these three to have valid trade. Of course, there are many that take trades just to take them, but that's also when you start to lose money. So just need to have some patience, and trust me, it's not so long time you need to wait. Of course, in my session, I'm doing so many things, so I can't be sitting waiting, looking this chart all the time. But typically, you get a trade every like 10-15 minutes. You get a trade. So it's not too long time to wait. You can also put up some alerts. You can do that in TradingView. So when you reach a specific area that is close to your support and resistance, you get an alert to your cell phone, so you know when you need to go and check your chart. At least you can update your chart. So make sure you make that on TradingView. It's super easy. I can show you how to put alert. To put alert, you basically just, do you see this plus button that come up in the right side here? What you do is that you just push it. Then you can add alert, and then will be for the zone. If you had this, for example, was your resistance zone, then when you come to this number, TradingView will give you alert. Then you can write whatever you want in that alert. So I can show you. You do it like this, and you push add alert. Okay, so then you go to your alert area. You just edit, and then here you can just write, okay, we are crossing this number here. Then you write, take very close to short position on binary, blah blah blah, and then you put also the name of the pair, and then you can just run and go into the chart, so you don't need to sit and follow all the time, because the win rate you will have is so high, typically around 80-85% win rate on this strategy. So let's then take a look at one more Forex pair while we are waiting. So we'll now take a look at GBP, GPY. As always, let's look at the higher time frame. As we can see, we have in the higher time frame, we have a slow trend line down, looks like. Let's see. Something like this. And we have let's see if we can mark this also. Something like that. So a good trade right now, if you remove this yellow line here, a good trade would be a trade up in the trend line up here. So we are basically now, we are just looking for short position. There are no trade just right now. Yes, there are resistance zone right here. We can mark it. But the area to go down here is very small, at least on the swing trading part. So let's go to the 30 minutes and see what we can see here. Okay. So a valid trade here, we need to move it. Let's move it down to here. So on the 30-minute chart, we can take a trade, okay? So we can take a pending short position trade. So if we come down to this region here, we can take a stop loss. Let's take a tight stop loss like that. And take profit, I think we can target all the way down here. Easy. Maybe not so much. Let's take it here. So that's a 1 to 3.1. So let's take that trade. That's GBP, GPY. We have an entry price here. GBP, GPY. Short. Let's see, I don't need big letters here. Let's see. Short. Okay. Short pending trade. When I write pending trade, remember you need to have a bar closer below, okay, below our support area. Pending trade entry at this level here. We take a stop loss at this level, and we take profit at this level. So as you see, most of my trades are more than 1.5 because I target the next support or resistance zone. So that's one more signal. We like that. Now let's see if there are any questions before we continue. Okay. So we have session every Monday, Wednesday and Friday 18:00. It's the same time every time. So if you're in this session now, it's the same time every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Then I don't think we have binary options. See if we are getting now very close to our area of interest. It's still valid. See with this right in the spike of this one down here. We are now ready to put a call trade if we can touch this line. So we need to be patient and wait. We are incredibly close now, and then we are meeting all our criteria for the trade. But we need a little more down to take the trade. Like the entry could have been here, but as we see here, not the spike did go down to this region. So I would like to take the trade down there. The trade is still valid. So if you're on this bar, can come down here, we take the trade. But right away, this Bollinger Band here come below. That is a sign that we will probability that it will break the support area is super high. So the trade is valid till as long as this Bollinger Band line is keeping above our support area here. So like I said, we only take a trade if we touch this line down here. I knew that was a high probability to just come down to this, but let's see. We are now getting one more push down, so let's see if we can get it on this one. Okay, we are coming down again. So you need to have some patience. Don't just open a trade, just open. Wait till you get all your criteria before you take a trade. So now let's see if we can get the push down we want. Any more down before we enter. Then as you can see, if you had taken the trade on this one, you would have lost it. That's why you need to wait. And there, we are in with a nice entry. So now we need to wait 1 minute to see if we get a winner. So the reason for the trade is that we are out all the Bollinger Band. We touched our line, and we are low in the stochastic. So all our criteria for a trade was there. If we win or not, that's another case, but we at least we have followed all our plan for the trade. So you can see now we are currently running in minus, but let's see. We can go to the tick chart so we see easier for when it's going to close. So we need to close about here to get a winner. So there you can see we got our first losing trade, but we are not hunting it. So that's completely okay. We got our first loser trade for binary option. But at least we did follow our rules. As long as you follow all the rules all the time, in the long run you will make money with it. So you can also see if you can, another way you can trade, you can put up a trend line, see here. We can also do that in the bottom. And you can see we are now exactly on the trend line also. So the probability now is that he will turn up on this buy. So just let's follow and see that. The probability that on the next we will go with a green one. After this one close, we will get a green buy. This will be the last red buy. So let's wait 1 more minute and you will see either this one will turn green or the next will be green. And we might get a new test up here. Now you can see this one will turn green. Because our new area of interest now will be to go up to this trend line up here. As you can see, we can sometimes do a couple of times before we go, but the probability is that we will go up here now. So as you can see now, he's turning green, he starts to go up. Because you can see in this interest zone here, we have our trend line that go down, and he always respects these tactics. It's very strange with Forex and binary option how he is respecting certain zones. So rules apply with binary. Some cryptocurrency trading. Only to Bitcoin and Ethereum. The other coins are too volatile. So now let's go to a higher time frame. As I told in my last session, we can see now that we are in a resistance zone with Ethereum right here now. Let's move it a little more up there. And our next zone of interest will be up at the level you see here. So, and in the bottom we have the area we see down here. So, like gold, I don't have the ability to short Ethereum. Of course, you can have a nice short trade down here now, because you can see we have a retest. So if he's keeping below here after the day today, the probability is that we'll go down a little. But what I'm more looking for, if we close above this green line you see here, because then we can take a long, sweet trade all the way up to this region here, and then put our stop loss just right below here. So that will be a much nicer trade than go short. Okay. So if you then look at the 4 hour, you can see we are respecting exactly this line as I did show you here. So we can take it on 4 hours also. So if you can just close with a 4 hour bar up here, that's a trade for us. Then we can go with the long trade. So as we can see, we are currently on the 4 hour chart, we are in uptrend. we can take a trend line here now. That's why I will not go with a short also, because you can see our trend line goes something like this. So the probability is that this one will just go down to this trend line down here. We come to a squeeze. Either he will break the squeeze for the downside. Most of the time he will do that, and then he will target to the start of the trend. The start of the trend is right, I will say here. Let's mark it down here. So it's not a so big trade. It will be just from here down to here. You could then of course take a tight stop loss up here and target on here, but still it's not a trade I would have taken myself. I will rather want to look for if you can cross for the upside, because if you can get the upside here, the trade is so much bigger, because then you have all this region up here to trade on. Of course we have some type of support here also, as you can see. So it's not so big maybe, but still it's I like more to go long with Ethereum. So if we then take a look at Bitcoin also, so here you can see what I have marked from before. It's quite boring to be looking on Bitcoin right now. It's moving very little every day. You can see basically since 14th of June, we are basically moving only in this small area here. So this is our play area, is between these two yellow. Let's make them green so it's easier to see. Let's make this one green and this one green. So that's basically the play area of Bitcoin right now. Like I said before, I don't see a trade just right now. As you can see, we have some type of resistance in this area, so we can mark that. So a beautiful long trade would be if we can cross, let's mark it there, let's make that one blue line. So if you see this blue line we have, the blue line I have set at the level 2428. So if we can have on the 4 hour, let's go to the 4 hours, look how it looks like there. As you can see, in the 4 hour we need to move it a little. Let's go back to 1 day and see how it looks like then. Yeah, we need to have it on that position. So 24,547 is our line. So if we can on the 4 hour have a bar that close, let's say go up here, let's mark it, let's say go like this, we are down here now, we go up, we close here, and a new bar open, let's say here, then we can go with a sweet long. Then our position, we will then target all the way up to the green area here. So then we can take a long trade. I can mark it. We take a trade up around, let's say, this region here. We then take our stop loss down to around the area of, you can see this support area, because resistance will then turn support. We then take a little below it here. Our take profit we can take up in a level around here, because you always need to have a little wiggle room for your support, because you will always get sometimes a bar like this one you see here, that will be some types of fake outs. So it's good you have a little better, we can even take it a little more as it's have so much to go on. So something like here, because then still if you lose $1 you still make 1.91. So that will be a valid trade if Bitcoin just can cross and then close above on the 4 hour on 24,550. So if we close above that and have a new buy in the 4 hour, we can take a trade. So I can even put up this as a pending trade. So let's take a entry on here. I will write it down. So we can write BTC USD pending long trade. We take a entry at this area there. We take our stop loss at this level, and we take our profit level all the way up there. Take profit there. So that's our fourth signal of the day. We then post it here also. Let's see. Like that, and like that. So if there are any questions, let me see. Think att the body people selling with the lower price shifting. Probability, you should not look so much on indicators to enter. Rather just see if a confirmation for your support or resistance zone. Because if you see your bar come down to your support, then wait for the next bar to see if it's holding above it. So you always see that you close above it. Because if you look at the indicator, most of the indicators are lagging indicators. Like for example MACD. So often if you look at the indicator, you will get a lagging entry that you actually will enter much later. So as long as you use trend lines, support, resistance, you will not have any lagging into your trading. So just skip your indicators and then you will do much better. Yeah, good you're taking notes. Okay. Yeah, Robert, we have done quite good today, but we got one losing trade. We did that actually, so that's that. We can't win every trade. Okay. Then, if there anything you all want me to check, we can do that. We can take a look at a Canadian pair. We can take this one right here. So we take Canadian dollar against Japanese Jerry pair to trade. But if you master it, you can do very well in a day. So we can go to the 4 hour, I think you see it better there maybe. Here now we can clearly see that we have a trend line in downside. So we have a trade here also actually. So we can take a short position here right now. We take our stop loss level at this level and we take our take profit down here. So that was fast. Sometimes you just get everything in front of you so easily. So we take CAD, GPY, short, short trade, you can write short trade instead. Entry, we take our entry there. We take our stop loss. I will explain super fast after. Just get this out of the way because our session is soon done. Stop loss at this level. And we take our take profit at this level. So like that. Like that. So the reason for this trade, as you can see, we have this trend line and you can see clearly that we are in a short-term trend line on the 4 hour. You can see we are respecting this trend line and our next support area is down here So we are targeting basically our next support area. Our stop loss, you can see we have taken on this, if we can mark this one here also. We have our resistance zone, and if we even come up in that line, that means will be a trend change, by the way. So you can see we have taken our stop loss a little above this resistance zone here. So now we basically have two resistance zone lines. You can see we have a trend line that works as our resistance, and we have this line. So only if we get a breakout and we break both these two, that means that we get a new trend, and your probability will go up and retest up here again. But for now, this is a very nice trade, because when we see as fast as we can find a trend line, the trades are very beautiful. So as we can see down here, our next resistance zone is down at around these levels here. So and you can see we are also forming some type of M here. Typically we go down, we finalize the M, and when we see a higher top here in the M, we typically go a little more down. So we can even go down to this level. So our take profit is put in a very nice spot here. But when you come to around 1.5, you should close half your position. So for example, when we come down to around this region here, let's change this one to yellow. When you come down to the yellow line, what I would do then, close half the position here, move your stop loss to entry, and the next half of the position we take down here. Then you have closed it in profit, and you are in like 1.5, and the next small here we take the last half of the position. So we are now done with the session for today. I will be back at the same time next Wednesday. So it will be Wednesday the same time, 18 o'clock. So 18, I will write it also, 1800. So with that, have a perfect day.